Okay, so this is now episode 2 of the CoinSpice show, the new show on our YouTube channel, focusing on all the spiciest things in the cryptocurrency space, but obviously we have a severe bias towards the peer-to-peer cash that actually functions as intended. But anyhow, the biggest news of the day already is the fact that we have the Schnorr signatures. So this has just been activated literally just now. So the first block here mined 4 minutes ago. I've got the block explorer up here with the first Schnorr signatures block, and apparently it's gone through without any hiccups. There was a sneaking suspicion that some hostile forces may have been mining a private Bitcoin cash chain, but it looks to be all good at the moment. So that's a flawless victory. And hard forking does appear to be a good way to upgrade the protocol, as we've now seen demonstrated a number of times now, according to the Bitcoin Cash roadmap, of course. Any comments, Corentin?
All right. I can see right now the cash.coin.dance just submitted a message, Bitcoin Cash network upgrade, with some confettis on the website. So
yeah, it's showing here that the upgrade is now activated. I'll just refresh that on mine.
Yeah, they had like cool animation.
Yeah, a bunch of hash rate just came online like maybe 15 minutes ago, I heard. So they mined a bunch of blocks in short succession, as you can see here on my screen. But yeah, the new network rules have now been activated, so this is great. It's going to be bringing enhanced privacy and like better scaling to Bitcoin Cash, and of course we have implemented this before BTC.
Right. I can also see there's like an average block time of like 3, I would say.
Yeah,
3
it's got
minutes.
here.
There's like a lot of hash rate coming in.
Is there a website where you can view this in live time? Do you know what that bitcoin.com link was?
Cash.coin.dance, and I can see like averagely there's there's btc.top and btc.com that are mining blocks after blocks.
Yeah. And there's a D-pool. I haven't heard of that one before.
Oh yeah, D-pool. You can see that.
So anyway, the reason why people thought like something might be going on here with a big miner trying to inflict some harm was because basically a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, there was a miner that had like over 44% of the other hash rate, and they kind of disappeared. But as you can see here, like in the last 7 days, it was still showing other at 21%, and then today, other on average today, it's been like 7%. So it's a bit of a difference. I don't know, they disappeared. Doesn't really matter. Like,
also need to notice that they signed the blocks with Satoshi Nakamoto in the Coinbase. So
yeah, that was that unknown miner.
A little bit scary, yep.
Well, anyway, this is good. So yeah, we'll see how this goes now. I think, well, with the Schnorr signatures, did we work out whether it was like wallets having to implement this before you could actually use this, or it's doing both still, the previous signature type? I think it was doing both still, but like it's optional.
Yeah, I think it's both. I'm reading in the spec sheet that you can pass a flag if it's ECDSA or Schnorr signature, so
right,
probably both.
Well, let's take a look at the price here. I've got chart. Basically, normally what happens when something like this occurs on like any coin really is that the price pumps before the news, and then they sell when the news happens, like some kind of event or something. But didn't really get much action with this. Like obviously we've been rallying over the last 2 weeks or so, but that's been happening on pretty much every coin. Right now there is a resistance level at about 410 that we've reached, so this area here is like it's currently acting as resistance. And I don't know, I think that we're going to be passing that soon. This appears to be exiting the bull market. Exiting the bear market, returning to bull market. But also on this chart that I've got here, there's like a downtrend line here, a pretty major one that was breached a couple of weeks ago, and like it broke out. It retested the breakout area here, and now it's like starting to continue the trend upwards, which is good. So yeah, I think we can probably get to like easily around 650 area here, where the next major horizontal resistance is over the coming weeks. We'll see how that goes. And of course, the BTC price has been pumping pretty hard. I'm not sure that this will go much further than 8,500. I'm actually pretty surprised how easily it broke past the 6,000 USD level. But now this is gone way beyond that. It might even make it to like 9,500 around here. We've got some major horizontal levels at these points, so we'll see what happens with that. Yeah.
Also, an exciting news, I just noticed the local.bitcoin.com website kind of like pre-opened. You can create an account and start posting offers, and I think it's going to be fully activated, so be able to trade June 4th, or in 20 days, sorry, which is
not too long away. It's like basically the start of next month. I think on the 4th they said they wanted to launch for next month.
Right.
So about lines up. But yeah, they're accepting signups now. I signed up today as well and posted an order. I think this is going to really bring a lot of traffic over to the Bitcoin Cash network, because like LocalBitcoins was a really good website. I bought my first Bitcoins through there years ago, and now it's actually gone to shit because they implemented KYC. So any business that does this normally lose a bunch of their business, and competitors who are able to not implement the KYC are taking their business from them. But yeah, this looks great. And there's actually some major differences here between this and LocalBitcoins, and that's basically the chat logs between the buyer and seller are fully encrypted, end-to-end encryption. And then we have also the fact that Bitcoin.com is not acting as a third-party custodian of these funds. So
right, you actually hold your funds. There's a way to back up your wallet, and the wallet is stored in the browser. So well, it's not. They don't have access to the private key, and
right. So yeah, as I understand it, they're using something to do with OP check data sig that is enabling this, and it's enabling this only on Bitcoin Cash. And yeah, this is going to be really good. I think I want to help contribute to selling Bitcoin Cash on this website in Australia. Like, you can even make a profit on it if you know what you're doing, by buying and selling on this website. So yeah, if you've got like liquidity of Bitcoin Cash to buy, to sell and then rebuy, that's a good way to make some money. So yeah, pretty excited for this website. You can join the Telegram chat and sign up for an account. I'll provide the link in description and on screen. But yeah, that's awesome news. Big for Bitcoin Cash, and you know, like there's such high demand for this kind of a thing. I'm sure you know of many websites where, or many use cases where people are just wanting to go down to an ATM somewhere in the local area and put cash in to acquire Bitcoin Cash.
Right.
And then they can use their Bitcoin Cash online and buy and sell whatever they want. So in other major news, like in the last week, you probably heard that Binance was hacked. So these guys...
40 million USD, 7,000 Bitcoin gone.
Yeah, they stole 7,000 BTC, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, he... CZ, the CEO, he said that they were going to potentially reorg the BTC blockchain, and then they later realized that they couldn't do this.
That is not possible.
After some consultation with Jihan Wu, he said. So I can't even see where the announcement about this is. Security breach updates. This was 8 days ago. They said on the 7th that 7,000 BTC was stolen, and it was undetected, but they reckon their Seifu fund, which is actually all in Binance coin. Let's see if they got anything about this. The fund, as far as I'm aware, it's all in Binance coin, and they're supposedly going to cover the losses to users using BNB. But the plot thickens because you can't just take what they're saying without using some critical thought here and like analyzing the situation for yourself, thinking for yourself. And like basically anyone can create a token like Binance coin and generate the supply out of thin air.
Right.
Binance coin has been on a massive pump the last couple of months while other coins were just in the bear market mode. So there's also some other weird things that coincide with this, and that is namely the fact that Tether was like confirmed to be insolvent by the SEC in the United States. And basically they got called out. They said like it was less than 75% backed, their tethers, even though they say we're backed 1-to-1, less than 75% backed. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, the US government's lying and all this bullshit, even though there had been people providing evidence to like suggest that they were not backed for years now. This is nothing new. People have been talking about this for ages, and suddenly the US government confirms it, right? And basically this also coincides with the huge BTC pump. If you look here, I'll just go to the daily time frame on my screen. But so the Tether, the Binance hack happened here 7th of May, but this is in the Australian time zone, so like US, it would have been here when the pump literally began. I think actually they may have dumped a little bit and then it immediately went back up, like on the 4-hour time frame if you zoom in. So Binance hack and then huge rally. There's some speculation that this is both Binance exiting BNB and USDT, because they are the biggest USDT holders as well. And that is what is fueling this rally. And it seems pretty plausible to me.
Yeah, I mean, just if it's not your keys, it's not your coin. I wouldn't know why people would keep a lot of money on those exchanges. Like, no. And also they CZ said it was too hard to change the price ticker for Bitcoin Cash from BCH ABC. And they get hacked. Like, how can you protect such a big website if you can't just change a ticker to the proper one?
Yeah, I put out a tweet about this and I was like, how can they be expected to defend against sophisticated cyber attacks if they can't even change a ticker symbol? It's not that difficult. Like, right. It was a bit of a cop-out, and obviously the majority of the market participants and users of Binance are not very tech savvy, so they don't understand how simple a thing it is to do. They could have even just like changed what it is displayed as on the front end and kept it the same in their back end infrastructure, like listed incorrectly in the back end, but they could change what it looks like on the front end with no problems whatsoever, essentially.
Well, I mean,
that was basically the reason he gave.
Political reasons.
Of course.
But like in the same time, he talks about consulting Jihan Wu, so I'm not exactly sure what game they're playing at Binance.
I don't know. I think they're just probably a bit clueless, to be honest. Like, yeah. And anyway, so yeah, there's this speculation that they have orchestrated the hack to both exit the fraudulent USDT position and also their maybe BNB. But I saw someone else had posted something online. I don't know if I can find this, but like Binance was the biggest holder of USDT, and basically a few days before the hack, they were like listed as the #1 holder, but in the last, like the days following the hack, they had split this into a number of other addresses, which was a bit odd. So like this was publicly available information. Anyway, who cares what's going on there, right? Like exactly, Binance, he said the words "funds are seifu" even though they weren't. So that settles everyone down, right? Yeah, these the cult followers just no critical thought. It's a bit sad, really, but we've seen that now a number of times in the crypto space. Like these people can't think for themselves and they just get played. Yeah. So anyway, I think as far as I'm aware, things still appear to be going okay with regards to the hard fork. And I may as well clarify on the stream here right now. There is massive confusion about the terms like hard fork, and the people are confusing this with a chain split. Not specifically people in the Bitcoin Cash space, but those that are outside Bitcoin Cash, like maybe in the wider cryptocurrency community, they think that a hard fork is when the chain splits, and no, these are two totally separate things. So a hard fork is just a method of upgrading the Bitcoin protocol where the upgrades are not backwards compatible. So all the nodes need to upgrade their node software to accommodate for the new features and any new things.
I mean, even if they don't upgrade, there's not going to be a chain split. I think by default the node software it's built such that if you don't upgrade, then it just stops working. It's not going to create another chain or it's not going to split.
Right, exactly. And they're confusing this with chain split. But then a soft fork is another method of upgrading the protocol where the changes pushed out in the upgrade are backwards compatible with older versions of the software. So nodes do not need to upgrade their software. Basically, what it is doing is kind of loosening the rules so they hide the upgrade in a way that the clients don't understand the difference, and they still think that it's valid, if that makes sense. So this is what happened with the SegWit soft fork, and they added it in a convoluted way. And this actually comes with some downsides. There's like a risk of anyone can spend transactions. But this is diving into the really technical stuff now. That's just a basic overview. So remember, hard fork is just a method of upgrading the protocol. It's not a chain split.
Doesn't mean
it's totally different. So cool. I think I also want to announce now that we are planning a Bitcoin Cash conference in Australia. So this is going to be so I think this is going to be going ahead in the end of August this year in the Bitcoin Cash City. It's probably going to be the theme, Bitcoin Cash City in Townsville is the name of the city in Australia, North Queensland, and have a big event there. The hackathon, I think we will probably be doing remote, and then maybe a week later the conference is going to happen. But some feedback we got from previous Bitcoin Cash hackathons was that 24 hours wasn't really enough time. Things were really rushed. So if you give people a week, they can produce some better quality products. And you were participating in those hackathons, right? So what was your experience based upon those?
I mean, if you give a week, it's more like what I feel like usually in a hackathon, what happens is the winners are people who come with already an idea, a team, and a product, and they just showcase this product. So maybe there should be some kind of like guidelines or a theme or something like that, that could help, you know, like people actually build something and like motivate everyone so that everyone gets a chance to win. But yeah, I mean, any kind of hackathon or conference like this is a good thing, and obviously some good projects are gonna come up out of this.
Sweet. Yeah, I really enjoyed the two that I went to last year, but like I wasn't developing anything, so I can't really be asked about the feedback on that kind of stuff. But the event itself felt really cool.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think we'll just do a remote one and then fly maybe the winners in, like top 3 teams, maybe fly them in for the conference the following week. But yeah, keep an eye out for that one. I think we'll probably announce this formally by the end of the month and
awesome.
Buy tickets. So yeah, that'll be cool. And we haven't actually had a proper conference since maybe like May or this time last year. So it has been a while, and like the bear market's been pretty shit to do this stuff, right. But we're kind of exiting that now, so it's okay. And we're gonna get something organized. And, like the adoption in this area of the world is really kicking off. I'll load up the Marco Coino now, but actually this area.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to gather all the BCH people in that particular city. And yeah, basically people would leave off Bitcoin Cash every day.
Exactly, that's the idea. So this is like, I got the Marco Coino map up on my screen now, but this is it here. If you zoom in, this is where we're going to host it. So they've actually got like basically 60 merchants in this area. There's like more than this, but they actually haven't been added to the map. They've been a bit slow to add them lately, but that's okay. And yeah, just like merchants all over the town. You'll find that a lot of them are, well, the difference between like here and Tokyo, I would say, which is the second biggest place anywhere, is that here they have a lot more like professionals, like doctors and accountants, lawyers, and lawyers. They're all accepting Bitcoin Cash, and the difference is in the other places it's mainly like restaurants and bars and that kind of thing. But they've got that here too, and it wasn't as big at the beginning, but I would say now it's like picking up quite a bit, and yeah, there's a number of restaurants I know that are being worked on at the moment to get them to start accepting Bitcoin Cash. And actually, another big thing about this area that is like pretty special about this place alone is the fact that the merchants here are accepting Bitcoin Cash only, and they're accepting it directly. They have the bitcoin.com app on their iPad or phone, and the coin is stored on that device. Yeah,
sure.
But
and
they can
actually,
choose
most
to
of
cash
them
it out later when they want to. But
they just hold the coins. Yeah,
as you said, yes, a lot of them are keeping it. But another key aspect in like getting the economy really pumping like it is here is that people need to get paid in it as well. And I know that some of these businesses are paying certain employees a percentage of their wage in Bitcoin Cash. So once they've been exposed to it, they're like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. And like once customers come in and they start tipping like the waiters at the restaurant, they're like, whoa, I just got like this money on my phone. And yeah, it's Bitcoin Cash only up here, no multi-coin point of sale systems, and this is the best way to have it done because there's no fees. There's a multi-coin point of sale system in Australia. They're charging like 3.5% to the customer. The fee's not on the merchant, it's on the customer. It like defies the whole point of spending in crypto. And that's actually probably even, it's like on par with credit cards, if not worse. It's about 3%. Yeah, this area here, North Queensland, they are Bitcoin Cash only, and there were some BTC merchants up here in Cairns. This is Cairns up here on the map, but they have been removed now. So yeah, it's just Bitcoin Cash in this whole northern section of Queensland in Australia. and I'm down here, but like we're still working on that area. There's a lot of Bitcoin Cash support here, but that's actually where the multi-coin point of sale system is like heavily dominating at the moment. So yeah, if you're interested, you can actually come check it out anytime in this area of Australia. Like the local Bitcoin Cash community there is very welcoming, as I'm sure you experienced for yourself just last week when you were there. And have a good time. You can even take a helicopter ride if you want around the area. Awesome. Directly with Bitcoin Cash.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so satisfying paying like this, boom, boom. Bitcoin.com, also, if you saw their recent YouTube video, the weekly news, Roger was demonstrating the newest update to their wallet where they have a new backend, and this backend is like making transactions happen in like 2 to 3 seconds maximum, from scanning the QR code, confirming it, and finish 3 seconds total, I would say, tops. And that's like really good. That's where you want it to be at. No other coin is like this good, seriously. And we've also got zero conf, so it's just better for everybody. Better for the merchants, better for users. No fees. That's how it always. This is how like Bitcoin was meant to be in the beginning. So
it was how it was. Yes. Before, I would say 2016.
Yeah, that's when I got into it, and like it was still good then. Yeah. But when the bull market kicked off, things went to shit very quickly. It was not good. So this is where things are being rebooted, and with the things like local.bitcoin.com coming back,
so easy to buy your
just like adding Bitcoin more value to Bitcoin Cash. And the thing is, well, they got here trading open in 19 days, but yeah, as we mentioned before, adding value, and with BTC and BCH, what we've seen recently is the value of BTC has been going down, but its price has been going up. And this is the opposite for Bitcoin Cash. So the value is going up for Bitcoin Cash, and the price has been going down. Most likely due to all the propaganda and attacks out against it, which is like totally fake. There's so much fake news all the time. Like anything that's even slightly, they could slightly twist to make it look negative, they would do it. And also we had like the hostile takeover attempt last year from those guys. But this is like I think set the price down a bit.
In the end, the market is going to choose for itself, and the value is going to reflect on the price, and like users will just see that BTC is just no longer usable, and I think the value is going to reflect on the price very, very soon.
Yeah, of course. Like it's just actually provided the smart money with amazing investment opportunities. And I know so many people have been accumulating massively over the last couple of months. And I'm sure all the Bitcoin Cash supporters have too, the existing ones. But I with the recent BTC pump, there have been... Like we've seen the fees increase again. Like they've had since 2017 to fix this issue. They haven't fixed it. It's still just as bad, if not worse. Like it hasn't gotten to $50 fees yet. Yeah. So
I mean at this point.
And I saw even today, had some guy locally here in Brisbane message me. He reckons, I just went down and bought my $3 coffee and I paid a $4 fee. You'll like that one, Hayden. And I was like, yeah, I told you this was coming. Like I was just complaining the week earlier that the fees were already increasing. They're like, no, it's not the medium fee, it's the average fee. But now they've all come up, and they pay like for 2 coffees, but they only get 1. And this is way worse than using a credit card. How does it make it any better?
I mean, they'll just have to try Bitcoin Cash and see for themselves.
Oh, I want to play a funny video. So Adam Back, the Blockstream CEO, he was like talking about something. You won't be able to hear this, but I'll play it on my screen for the viewers. But yeah, he was complaining at Consensus about how people using the BTC network is disrupting its use case as a settlement system. So I'll play that one now for you guys. Ready?
But the traders,
chicken and the egg.
the traders are really chasing the value proposition of the use case, but their trading is disrupting the use case, right? So the way to solve that problem is to use different technology appropriate to the trading use case for trading versus retail use case versus digital gold and censorship resistant money use case. And I would expect more layers and more specialization in the future. You know?
Righto. So yeah, basically he's just promoting the Blockstream technologies, these like layers on top of Bitcoins, and they made the joke there, oh, it's like Inception, because they want like layers upon layers and layers and all this shit. It doesn't make any sense when you can basically get the censorship resistant money already. You didn't have to cripple BTC to have that. Like, it was already a feature, but they think that you need to have high fees to make it censorship resistant. Sorry, a bit crazy. And but basically, yeah, we know what their agenda is. It's just like to promote their products and like provide a return to their investors through Lightning Network and all this other crap.
Well, they don't even have a product. It's just Lightning Network is just not usable. How can I get set up with a wallet on my iPhone, like non-custodial wallet? It's just not possible. So
yeah, it's pretty shit. This is the only path it's going down, the custodial path. And like, I did a video on this. It's just like really sad, honestly. It's a technical dead end. Okay, this is like actually the reality of the situation. It doesn't. They've been working on this since like February 2013, so this is over 6 years now, 6.5 years, and they do not have a working product. As Rick Folkving pointed out in one of his recent YouTube videos, normally when you're embarking on a project like this, the completion date, like the deadline for completion, is decreasing over time. But with the Lightning Network, this deadline keeps extending and getting longer and longer. So this is just like a red flag.
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, it was 18 months, and in a recent tweet from I don't know exactly who tweeted that, but like a Blockstream personality, they said like a couple years or something like that recently.
Well, yeah, a few people have been admitting this now. Andreas Antonopoulos was one of them. Yep.
So it's never gonna come out.
Anyhow, I think actually, like, based on the great things happening on Bitcoin Cash that I've seen lately, these guys are not even worth paying attention to, or like they're not even worth challenging. Like, we can look at what they're doing and have a laugh, but it's really not worth expending any energy on combating them anymore, because like it's so obvious what a failure they are. I'd seen also today that there's a popular YouTube channel that does these explainer videos. Did you see this thread on Reddit? Do you know what I'm talking about? They had a request. Here we go. I just pulled it up now. But they had a request to make a video about Bitcoin. And basically the guy, they do these awesome videos about like space and like black holes and crazy stuff that like you need to be pretty smart to talk about this kind of thing. But the guy here has been able to determine that Bitcoin is shit. BTC. He's talking about the BTC version because it has these following downsides. It's slow to transfer from one account to another compared to basically every other payment method. True, BTC has been crippled. And it's got high fees, basically. It's not a currency because most of the people that have this, they sit on it instead of using it to buy things. So he's literally identifying all the problems that like the group of people that resisted the core developers and Blockstream guys have been saying all along. This is someone from outside of the Bitcoin space. He's identified the same things. But yeah, it's just pretty sad, really. Like, we would be so far ahead right now if they hadn't done what they did. And basically, I think the best thing we can do, as I was just saying, let them focus on this technical dead end, and we push ahead with what we're doing, and we won't need to care.
Works.
We're going to win anyway. There's like so much good stuff coming that is going to attract massive amounts of economic activity to Bitcoin Cash in our network that we literally just don't even need to worry. They'll come to us. We just need to focus on the promotion of Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, we're the only ones in the race as far as I'm concerned. And basically, when the penny drops for the majority of the market participants, crypto market participants, we will see this the price flip. So like the value is already like massively different between BTC and BCH, but the price is like the other way around, and the price will then correct to reflect the true value. So when this happens, there's going to be mass outrage, but that's how things work. It's tough. If you didn't see the writing on the wall, then oh well, can't help you, I guess. Well, would you like to add any further comment or talk about any other things?
Oh, one last thing I noticed these days is I think they added like a point of sale system called Flexa to like Starbucks and many other big brands, Baskin Robbins and wholesale.
Right.
Yeah, and they support Bitcoin Cash, of course. And
what was it called again?
I think it's called Flexa HQ on Twitter.
I think I saw a video of the Winklevoss twins using this somewhere, but
this is it. And well, basically it's some kind of wallet. So I think it's custodial, but you can spend those coins in like major brands in the US. So Starbucks, as I was mentioning, but like many others, Whole Foods, and like so many more. Yeah, I guess
that is pretty big. Then here we go. I found a photo of them paying with crypto at a Starbucks. So interesting. I guess this is good. I'll have to look into that more myself. But you got to be careful with these point of sale systems, as I mentioned. The one here in Australia that's already established, they're charging a 3.5% fee onto the users. So
that would be so much easier if they like. I'm seeing the video right now and it's so slow. It would be so much better. We're just using a proper wallet and not all that.
Yeah. So that was the other thing with accepting a basket of cryptocurrencies. I've like, this is pretty obvious, but some guys I know have made really good point when they're challenged, like, oh, why would you remove this for Bitcoin Cash only? It seems like a good idea to accept a number of coins at first, but basically what you're doing by doing that is sacrificing the Bitcoin Cash speed advantage and like the low fee advantage as well.
And one thing I noticed is that they accept Bitcoin Core BTC. Well, it's a settlement like it's a digital gold. It's not meant to be traded for so daily purchases. So it's kind of weird that they take BTC.
Yeah, so many of these point of sales are
I don't see the point.
Supporting coins that are not meant to be a currency, basically.
Right.
Correct? And it doesn't make sense. And also, like, the other thing is that it adds like extra confusion and added costs for staff training. So a lot of these like food or like coffee shops or whatever, retail, they're rotating through staff regularly all the time. And every time a new one comes in, they have to train them like, oh, there's like a number of different payment methods on this crypto payment method device. And they need to like learn the name of each coin when the person comes up and asks for it. And it's just like added costs and inefficient. But if you're accepting one coin, they say, oh, I want to pay with Bitcoin, or I want to pay with Bitcoin Cash. And they're like, okay, sure. And they open up the tablet and there's the app they know that's like the Bitcoin app. Boom, you just punch in the amount. Like we've used this in North Queensland. With the BCH merchant app, all they do is turn on the iPad, punch in the amount, and it shows a QR code, done. They don't need to learn anything else. That is actually no staff training required. So far more efficient, easier to train staff, reduce costs. It's like a no-brainer, and that's what people should be pushing for. And if you don't like it, well, try and compete harder. Compete harder, because we have the best user experience right now. No one can compete against this at the moment, basically. So yeah, go out there and onboard more Bitcoin Cash merchants if you're passionate about it as well, I would say. So anyhow, if that's it for today, we will wrap up and catch you guys next week. But if you enjoyed this episode, obviously like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the CoinSpice show next time. See you.
See you next time.